All health optimization is bullshit, and here's why. So it might be a bold statement to say as an health optimization coach, but let me tell you why all health optimization is bullshit if you don't focus on this first phase. And before I tell you about that, let me tell you about a personal story of me. 6 or 7 years ago, I was still a student and I was living in a student house, and at that time I just got into personal development, I just got into weightlifting, I basically just got into improving myself, and I was already focused on health. I was having protein powders, I was trying to eat enough protein to grow my muscles, I was reading books, but at the time I was also still smoking cigarettes. And I can still remember quite vividly one of my roommates coming up to me and telling me, like, you are so focused on health, but you're still smoking. Isn't it better to just quit with smoking instead of doing all the things you're doing? He was not even that focused on health, but he was probably healthier than me because he was not smoking. And that drilled down into me the importance of first eliminating things from your life instead of adding things. The thing that I see with clients, and I also see in society, is that what we want to do is we want to add things. We want to add the next supplement that will change our life. We want to add the next habit that will change our life. But usually that's not really where the real power lies. The real power lies in elimination. And that's also what we do with clients. The first phase we help them with is just eliminating all the bullshit from their life. So for me, it was smoking, right? Like, I could do everything for my health, but if I'm still smoking, which is I think the number one cause people die early, then what does it all matter, right? And that's why we ask our clients when we start working with them, and I want to ask you the same question: what are you still doing that you know is bad for you? Answer that question for yourself. Because if you are still doing things that you know that are bad for you, how much effect is addition going to add to your life? So it's the example I gave about me personally, but what is it for you? Maybe it's watching porn, maybe it's eating fast food 2 or 3 times a week, maybe it's scrolling social media all the time. But ask yourself that question. That's where you should start if you want to optimize your health and performance. You should start with elimination. So what should I eliminate from my life that I already know that is bad for me? And now we can get into what we do with clients. So we have a set list that we want them to eliminate. And the thing is, you want to do this for 7 to 14 days. And why? You want to have a hard reset of all these things. You want to see what kind of effect it has on your life. And then from there, you can go into a 90-10 rule, which I'll explain further in the video. The things that you really want to eliminate from your life is first up, porn. So you don't want to watch any porn. You want to eliminate completely from your life. You can, for example, use an app like Freedom 2 and you can literally block all the sites. So even if you have the urge to go on it, you can't even go on the site. But that's the thing that ruins your dopamine levels, your energy levels the most. So that's the first thing you should eliminate if you want to experience good health, good performance, and you basically want to succeed in all areas of your life. Then the second part is sugar and processed foods. Like, I think there's videos that show that sugar has more of an addictive property than heroin or cocaine. And the thing is that the thing in processed foods, there are things in there that make us want to eat it time and time again. And we all know that processed foods and sugar is very bad for us. If you eat sugar, it literally kills the neurons in your brain, making you unable to think clearly and literally killing your brain. So that's the first thing that we also want to eliminate from there. Another thing that is vital is to eliminate blue light at night. So you can use blue light blocking glasses, you can use an app like Flux, and in another video I'll go deep into what the importance of light is, but at the start you want to eliminate blue light at night. The reason is that it fucks up your circadian rhythm, it ruins the melatonin production, and then you can't fall asleep as well and you don't have the quality of sleep that you need. Then another thing that you want to do is you don't want to constantly respond to messages. So that's what I see entrepreneurs doing all the time. They're on WhatsApp, they're on Discord, they're on this, they're on that, just constantly responding to things. And that basically overloads your brain with stimulus, and you don't want to have that. You want to have 2 or 3 times a day where you do inbox zero, you respond to all the messages, and then you go on about your business. This will give you a lot of headspace, and it's literally what I see with clients. It's a quick win we give them, and it changes everything for them. So on top of that, things that really, is the same as that is notifications and social media. So I tell people, if you are not using social media for your business, then basically just skip it. Really ask yourself, what is it adding to my life? And if it's not adding anything, then just skip it altogether. And with all of the things here, you want to skip them for at least 7 days. Have a hard reset, because now you might think, but I really need social media. It's adding something to my life. But it could basically be the addiction, the addicted mind speaking to you instead of you actually thinking that, right? Like you actually wanting that. So you want to create some separation for 7 days, preferably 14 days, and then make a decision about how you want to add that back into your life and if you want to add it back all together. And then we come to the final part, and that is the 90-10 rule, because I can tell you I am not a robot. I don't always eat healthy. I don't always limit my blue light at night. That is not who I am, and I don't think anyone is that way. No one is perfect, and I'm not here on this channel to tell you that I am perfect. So that's why I follow the 90-10 rule. That basically means that 90 to 95% of the time I follow all the things that are good for me, but 10 to 5% of the time I sometimes choose to eat something unhealthy, to see some blue light at night, maybe to be a bit more on my phone. And that is, I think, part of being a human being. And that's also what makes you be able to be consistent in the long run, because if you keep on blocking something, then in the end it will just have negative impacts on your life. So that's why after those 14 days, follow the 90-10 rule. So maybe once a week you eat something unhealthy, or once every 2 weeks. The caveat I want to give with that is that I would always eliminate porn from your life. Don't do it in a 90-10 way. Like, porn is just absolutely disastrous for your health. And I also would say that if you have certain kind of foods that you know your body does not tolerate well. So for me, for example, I have an intolerance for eggs. That's not something I eat even in a cheat meal, because I know that it has an effect on me and my body for like the week after that, like on my gut, on everything. And I don't want that. Like, the one moment that I have like a high dopamine hit from that doesn't outweigh the negative health consequences I have afterwards. So that's what you have to find for yourself. But basically know that you don't have to eliminate everything always from your life, but for 7 to 14 days, do eliminate the biggest things from your life. Because again, if you want to optimize your health and performance, it's more about eliminating those things than adding a lot of other things. You want to follow 3 phases, and I told you about that in a previous video. First phase is elimination, so eliminate all the crap from your life. Second phase is implementation. Basically, you're building a rock solid like foundation for your health and your performance. So you make sure that you have good habits in sleep, nutrition, workouts, productivity, focus, mind, everything. And then if you have conquered that stage, so you're consistent 90% of the time doing the things that are right for your body, then you want to start optimizing. Then you want to start getting into the blood test, DNA test, finding things that are exactly right for your body. Like, if you're not working out right now, what does a DNA test really add to your life? Maybe it will tell you that you're more fit to do cardio workouts than strength workouts. But first, just work out 3 times per week, right? And that's what we do in the implementation phase. If this has been helpful, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video.